to another video. It is me, Desiree. I am so excited to be here today. I'm so excited to be back doing videos. I have so much to share, but on stories I want to tell, but I'll save that for my January Shop My Stash video. For now, I want to talk about all the makeup I loved in 2023. I am going to apply my #1 pick on my face today, but I do have some other ones I want to share, so let's just jump into it. I put everything in this drawer. It's busting at the seams. First thing though, I'm not going to put eyeshadow on in this video because I don't know if you can see. It might be washed out a little with the sun and the light, but I had a freak accident at work the other day. I have a cut right here on my eye, a cut here, and I have a bruise right here, and it's so sore and tender. I went to throw this big piece of plastic into the trash compactor, and when I threw it, it bounced right back out and hit me in the eye. I couldn't believe it. It hurt so freaking bad. I'm glad it didn't hit my actual eyeball though, right on the side. But I'm not going to put eyeshadow on. I'll still talk about the ones I loved, but just a heads up. So let's talk about eyeshadow right away. Why not? Right on the top here. I really loved shopping my stash this year and reacquainting myself with makeup that I already own and really loved at one time. I plan to continue doing that for the foreseeable future. I plan to do a video every month next year as well. Shopping my stash for products because I just had so much fun getting to know makeup I already had. So the palettes I really loved this year, I mean, I loved a lot of stuff this year, and I feel kind of oddly bad not showing every single thing and giving everything its time to shine, but I can't talk about everything. I just got to talk about the major standouts. So ColourPop Nude Mood Eyeshadow Palette. I got this for Christmas last year in 2022, and I love it. I love it so much. I did a dedicated review on it. I'll link that video down below. I do put it on and everything in that video so you can see it in action. It's just a really good basic neutrals, warm palette, great quality, great shimmers. It's beautiful, it's easy to use, and always looks good. And then in December, oh my goodness, the Stone Cold Fox palette from ColourPop. I do plan to do a whole review on this in January, but holy moly, I used this every single day this month, with the exception of the last couple days because I hurt my eye. But this palette, holy crap, it's so good. I wish I had started using this way earlier in the year. And normally something I started using so late in the year, I don't throw in as a favorite because, I don't know, I just feel like I need to have used it for a longer time throughout the year to really call it a yearly favorite. But this is so good. It's so good. At first glance, I thought it was a gray palette. I don't know why. Just opening it, I was like, oh, it's gray. Every look's gonna be the same. But it's not. There are some great gray colors in here, but there are some great browns. There are some that are oddly warm, considering this is a pretty cool toned palette, but there's a lot of range in here. It's so well done. There's only really one dud shade in here, and it's this one here called Caving In. It got hard pan the first time I used it, and I haven't used it since, but every single shade in here is so good. With that exception, it's awesome. I love it so much, and I really wish I had started using it earlier in the year. Another palette that stole my heart this year, this was a shop my stash moment, is the Jaclyn Hill palette from Morphe. This is the original one. I just fell in love with this palette. I used every single shade when I started using it for shop my stash. I literally went like this, and I used a different shade every single day. I really, really loved this palette. I'm glad I got it for Shop My Stash and picked it out and gave it a second chance because I fell in love with it. And I had it just sitting there for so long. It's awesome. It's a really good palette, great quality. They don't make this exact one anymore. I think they changed up the formula and stuff too. But if you have the OG version, pull it out again. You're gonna love it. Another palette, surprisingly, that I freaking loved is from Melt Cosmetics. It's their Bad Side Zodiac Water Palette. I also picked this, I don't remember, but I remember featuring it in a video. It's a small palette, just 8 shades here, all like little blue tones, but it is so good. And every time I used this, I wanted to use every single shade in the palette. The shades just blend so well, including this dark teal, which I never in my life would have thought dark teal would blend well, but they did it. It's so lovely. I loved this color combo on my eyes. I just really loved the way that it looked. And I always regretted not buying the other ones. I kind of think they discontinued these this year because they all end up going on clearance and I think they phased them out. But if you find one floating around at TJ Maxx or something, I don't know, I've never seen melt there. Maybe one day. If you see one of these floating around there, give it a shot. It's so, so good. I wish I had got the other ones. And then the last palette that I loved this year, it was from Profusion, and it's their Mainstage palette. This was their summer release. I did a whole video on this as well, and look at it. It's beautiful. Very different from the other stuff I just showed, which was very neutral and, you know, everyday kind of friendly. I mean, this is everyday friendly too. What am I saying? Anyway, beautiful colors in here. I loved using this palette every day and getting to know it, wearing colorful eyeshadow. It was so fun. And also another surprise in here were these 3 glitter shades. They're like glitter suspended in gel, but for some reason, I loved them. I was putting them like on the inner part of my eye here. They were just so good. They stuck to the eye really well. They didn't fall all over your face throughout the day. I loved this palette a lot, a lot, a lot. And I want to use it again in 2024. It was great. Enjoyed it so much. So those were the, ooh, oh no. Okay, I hit one kind of funny here. These were the big palettes I loved the most this year, but I also had a couple of little eyeshadows that I really loved. I really want to put one of these on, but my eye just hurts so much over here. I can't bring myself to do it. Let me show you the other like couple of small eyeshadows that I really loved. Okay. There were 3 smaller eyeshadows that I really, really enjoyed. The MAC Paint Pot in the shade Groundwork. Where has this been all my life? I mean, ever since I bought this, I bought it for Ulta's 21 Days of Beauty last year or the year before. I really don't know. I feel like I've had it my whole life, but I only bought it in the last year or 2. It's so freaking good. I know it looks really boring and basic, but it has a beautiful like taupe quality to it. Like it looks like a basic brown, but it transforms into magic on your eyes. It's a beautiful cream shadow, easy to work with. It goes with everything and it's so good and it doesn't crease throughout the day. I did try another one of these in the shade something ugly. I don't even remember. It was so god awful. I hated it. I never want to try another one. This is the only one I ever want in my life. It's so beautiful and I wore the heck out of it this year. As well as this. Who saw this coming? CoverGirl Shimmering Sands Eyeshadow Trio. This and this right here are such a dynamic duo. On the days when I was either running late or I didn't feel like doing eyeshadow, but most of the time when I don't wear eyeshadow like I am today, I'm gonna regret it. I don't know why, I just feel funny when I have a full face of makeup on and bare blank eyes. So these 2 here, easy, 2-minute eyeshadow look. I get this on my finger, blend it all over the lid and kind of like pull it up like this to get a quick blend. And then this is so perfect. I just get my brush in here in these 2 colors and just like go back and forth and then quickly blend it in here to add some shimmer to the lid and all over the crease and some more like little beautiful taupey shimmeriness. And it's easy, easy peasy. I wore it all the freaking time and I love this. I wish I had tried this out so much sooner, but I also don't think I would have appreciated it back then. I didn't start really liking brown colored eyeshadows or anything in the brown colored family until a few years ago, which I remember buying a Viseart palette that really changed my mind. I'd have to see how many years ago that was because I don't feel like it was that long ago. But I love this now. I wear it all the freaking time. Had to be a yearly favorite. But if there was one thing that was my most used, even more used than the 2 I just showed you, it's this. The Tarte Quick Stick in the shade Rose Gold Luster and Black. I did a whole review on the Quick Sticks that I own and I think I swatched them all and put some on, I think. This has been a go-to so many times. There have been so many times that I have got this and threw it in my bag and did my makeup quickly at work. So on one side, it's a cream eyeshadow. That's all I have left. I have used this so much. It's a beautiful, smooth, blendable, easy to use cream eyeshadow. Draw it all over your lid, blend it out quickly like this. I also get this and draw it on the lower lash line. And then on the other side, is such a good black gel liner. And I never thought such a like champagne-y colored cream eyeshadow would look good with a stark black liner, but it does. There's something so magical about this one. I got this one in a subscription box and I was like, oh, okay, cool, another cream eyeshadow. But this has become an extension of my hand. I use it all the time. I wish I could put it on today, but I feel funny. But I absolutely love it. I'll link the video down below where I review these. Check them out. They're much better than you think they're gonna be. I don't know, I just love it. I love it so, so, so much. I like the other ones I have, but this particular one, it's the one. It's the one. Tea break. Okay, primers. There's only one. I did enjoy some other primers this year, like the YSL Touche Éclat Blur Primer. I really liked this. And there were other ones like minis and stuff I finished up that I really loved. But there's only one. There's only one primer this year that blew my socks off, and it's the e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. This is a brand new one because you probably saw my empty in yesterday's video. I finished up the whole entire thing. It's just so good. Again, I do have a full video on this. They do call it a poreless primer, but it doesn't do anything for your pores whatsoever at all. It's just a really good smoothing primer. What I really love this for is on the days, actually I wear it every day, but when I put on too much skincare, too much moisturizer, too much sunscreen, and you know when you go to put your makeup directly on your skincare, it doesn't really mix that well sometimes. It looks ugly, it pills, it gathers, it doesn't blend, it looks really gross. This has come in to save the day. Putting this on top of my skincare after it's sunk in and everything, putting this on top, it's like a nice little barrier in between your skincare and your makeup. So your makeup is going on top of the primer, not on top of your sunscreen. This has been a game changer for me, and I don't even know the last time I've used that word, but I love this so, so much. It seriously is something I can't live without. I hope they make it forever, and it's, I think, is the best thing I've ever tried from e.l.f. Love it, love it, love it. So I have 4 foundations I want to mention. One I will put on. This is the Neutrogena Serum Foundation. It's like down to here. I used the heck out of this stuff, especially during the spring and summer, like early fall when it's still really warm. This was my favorite thing because it's so sheer, like it's sheer to light coverage. I think even then putting foundation on here is a little bit of a stretch. It's very skincare-like. It's not gonna make your skin look like you have makeup on, like you put on foundation. It's gonna look like you put on your skincare and you have good skin. It's gonna be juicy and bouncy and healthy looking with a touch of coverage. It's so pretty. I love this a lot. I think it's really, really good. I also fell really hard in love with the Revlon Illuminance Skin Caring Foundation. I did a review on this, I think back in February. I shot my stash for it later, and then I shot my stash for it again later in the year, and I fell in love with it. The coverage on this is beautiful. It's just perfect. It's not too much, but it covers up everything, but not in like a makeup-y kind of way. It makes your skin look really healthy. It's got a really great dewy finish. Feels good on the skin. It's nice and moisturizing. It wears good all day. It's great. They have a really good shade range as well. I love this. I can't wait to take this with me into the new year and just use it all up. It's beautiful. I also really love the No. 7 Restore and Renew Multi-Action Serum Foundation. This is a wedding foundation if there ever was one. For some reason, I felt like later in the year it started oxidizing, but I couldn't tell if it was just me seeing things or maybe the other products I was putting on were messing with my eyes. I don't know, but this wears beautifully on the skin. They put like some technology in here to make it really work with your skin texture. So as you're making faces throughout the day and like moving and smiling and eating, it's not moving and gathering into your lines, it's moving with your face. So it wears beautifully throughout the day. I absolutely loved this a lot, but there can only be one. There can only be one, and it's the Ulta Moisturizing Foundation Stick. This stuff, oh boy, it's beautiful. I can't believe I've ever lived my life without this. I did a whole review on it. I will link it down below. I also put it on and everything. It's so freaking moisturizing. I have here the shade light to medium neutral. It's so moisturizing. You will be tempted to color in your entire face with this because it feels that good to swipe it across your skin. It blends so good. The coverage is insane with this without looking crazy. So I'm not even gonna put concealer on top of this. I think I will a little bit just so you could see the one that I really wanted to talk about. You could easily get concealer optional skin with this foundation. It has such beautiful coverage to it. It feels so good on the skin. If you have dry skin, I think you would love this. It's very, very moisturizing. I'm not gonna put on too much because I do want to put on the concealer that I want to talk about as well. But normally when I use this, I don't put on concealer at all because this does everything. It covers up everything. I only end up putting concealer under my eyes. It's that good. I mean, look at that. Look how my skin looks. It still looks like my face, but a little more like perfected. Not like I just put on a full coverage stick foundation on. It's so freaking good. If you haven't tried this yet, they might have testers out, I don't know, go give it a swatch and feel how freaking good it feels. You'll want to color in your entire body with this. It's so lovely, and yeah, love it so, so much. I had kind of put it away and forgot about it for a little bit until I did a video where my boyfriend shopped my stash for me and he picked out this and I never looked back. That was it. I was like, oh, here we go. Here we go. All right, let's find the concealers. You already know. If you're a regular viewer, you already know what I'm gonna say. Kulfi Main Match Concealer. This is my third container of this stuff. I cannot live without it. It's so good. It's just has such a great texture. Like, it's luxurious. It feels like it should cost 3 times more than it does. I wear it pretty much exclusively on my under eyes, but I regularly use this all over my face as like my main base thing. It doesn't crease, it doesn't settle into your lines, it's a moisturizing, it feels really good under the eyes. If you have dry under eyes, I think you would really love this. And then the other one I loved so much this year is the Dior Backstage Flash Perfector Concealer. This is the one I'm gonna put on my face, and I'll put this under my eyes. I have the Dior one in the shade 2N. Love the brush on this. It's like a little tiny paint brush. And I cannot believe that I'm not out of this. I used it so much this year, and I'm still like perfectly digging stuff out of here. There is a lot of concealer in here, I've kind of noticed. I compared it to all my other ones, and this has more concealer in it than any concealer that I have. So I think you get a good bang for your buck here. This has 0.37 in it, and the Kulfi one has 0.17. You would think this had more just based on the packaging, but this has way more concealer in it. So you do get a lot for your money here, I think, at least when it comes to concealers. So I love this. It's thin. It's so thin. It's so skin-like, and I paired this with the Neutrogena Serum Foundation on a regular basis. These two work so well together because I feel like this is very serum-y. It's just so thin. It becomes one with your skin so easily. I want to put concealer on top of my little scab, but you know how sometimes it just kind of looks worse when you try to cover it up? Anyway, and then I'm going to put on some Kulfi on the under eye here. I am going to go over with like whatever's left on the sponge over the eyelid just to kind of even everything out, but I'm not going to put anything too heavy on that area. Anyway, the Dior one blends like a dream. It becomes one with your skin. If you have some serum foundations that are really a lot lighter in coverage and you want to add a little something to them, but you don't want anything heavy, you want it to really work well with that serum texture, this is the bomb for that. It's just so good. Okay, quick blend on that. And then I've really been loving this micro mini beauty blender. I laughed out loud when I got this into my advent calendar because it was just a funny thing. But you know what? It's really good. It's really good. So I'm just gonna blend out this concealer under my eyes and we will come back and talk about the powder stuff. Okay, I put all of the favorites in this drawer, so if there's anything left at the end that I forget, I'll mention every single item that's in here because they're all good. Okay, powder. I fell in love with face powder this year because I used up my holy grail, my Too Faced powder that they no longer make because they're crazy and they hate me, I guess. So I started using everything that I had and just rediscovering stuff, and I fell in love with face powder. I wanted to mention so many that I really loved. I pulled out 3 to mention. The Dior Backstage Face and Body Powder No Powder. I loved this when I first got it, but I put it away and I rediscovered it again this year, and look what I've done to it. It's so beautiful. It's very, very lightweight. Like even when you get it on your brush, you're gonna almost feel like, am I even getting anything? But yes, you're obviously getting something because look what I've done to it. I've hit pan. It's so lightweight on the skin. It doesn't look like powder. It has a beautiful satin finish, so it's not mattifying. It sets everything in place, but it doesn't flattify. It keeps some radiance to your skin. It's so pretty and so good. I really used the heck out of this year. And then another one that came out of nowhere and just blew my mind whole is the Kosas Cloud Set Powder. I have here the shade Breezy. This is their little travel size. I think I picked this out for Shop My Stash. I don't remember, but I thought it was just okay. Like it didn't really do much for me, but for some reason, I feel like once I broke through the seal of like the fresh baked dome, this is so freaking good. I mean, I flattened out the dome here. I want to buy this in a full size and kind of keep this maybe at work as like a little touch-up powder or something. This has the most amazing texture. It has some coverage to it, which I wasn't expecting. It looks so pretty on the skin. I want to do a dedicated review on this next year because this has blown my mind. It's so pretty. It looks great, sets everything in place, but again, it doesn't mattify. It kind of reminds me of a powder that NYX used to make, filter something or no filter, something like that. It looks kind of like that. Like it has coverage, but it's not heavy. It's beautiful. It's satin finish. That's all I can say. Gorgeous. But there can only be one. There can only be one. And we all know what it is. It's the Hard Candy Chilling Wonder Sheer Envy Loose Powder. Yes, love it, love it, love it. This powder took me a year to find in store. It took me a year because it was never in store. They only sell this brand at Walmart and this powder was never there. And I don't go to Walmart that often anyway, so when I would go mostly to look for plants, I would check this out and it was never there. I always wish I had bought two because I feel like it's gonna take me forever to find again. It's a loose powder. It has a beautiful texture. I'm gonna try to dump it out in the lid here. Beautiful, thin, extremely finely milled powder. Like it just pours right out of the container. It doesn't have any sort of mattifying quality to it. It also keeps a lot of radiance on your skin, but without looking like highlighter. It has just a beautiful, again, satin finish to it. This foundation doesn't really need powder. I'm mostly just putting it on because I want to put all the stuff on my face today. But it is going to set everything in place. God, move my hair out of the way, why don't I? Yeah, set everything in place, make it look good. Doesn't really take all the radiance away from your skin. And your skin looks good. Like looking up close, it looks like it has a filter on it now. It kind of reminds me a little of the ColourPop No Filter powder. This one actually in my declutter bin. The No Filter setting powder, it kind of reminds me of this a little bit where, like, look what it's done. It's like smoothed everything out so quickly. Ugh, I just love it. I love this. I can't believe I didn't finish it up. I really thought I was going to this year. Okay, bronzers. Let's talk bronzers. I had a hard time with bronzer this year because my favorite bronzer brush for powder gave out on me. It wasn't washing the same, wasn't drying the same. The bristles were all messed up. It just was not working anymore. It was very old, so I got rid of it. And I couldn't find another brush that worked to save my life. So I turned to cream bronzer and I fell hard, hardcore hard for the NARS Laguna Bronzing Cream. This stuff, this is the best cream bronzer I've ever tried. I don't want to stop using it. I want to use it every single day. There's something tickling my eye area. Hold on. I can feel it. So I just looked up when I bought this and it was June of 2022. You're kidding me. I swear I have no concept of time. I thought I bought this year. It doesn't matter anyway because it's my favorites video. This is my favorite bronzer of the year. I have some other ones I want to mention, but this, I can't stop using it. I want to use it every single day. I have to get it and put it away in the drawer so I could get use out of my other stuff. This is what I'm going to use today so you can see how it goes on top of powder. It works so good. It's creamy. You don't need a lot. Blends like a dream. Smells a little like sweet tarts. Scent is fine. It doesn't bother me whatsoever. But I also really did love powder bronzer and I didn't... Did I even buy a new bronzer this year? I don't know, because I'm going to say no, but who knows? I really don't remember. But I love bronzer. It's one of my favorite steps to do. It's one of my favorite products to try from brands. But the Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder will remain a favorite forever. I mean, look what I've done to it. This is just so easy to use, so satisfying because it's a big pan. You get to swirl your big old brush in there. And then the Ulta Faux Glow Matte Bronzing Powder, another one of my all-time favorites. Again, hit pan on it, beautiful color. Very similar to this, I guess, a little on the cool toned side, but something a little different and easy to use. Looks pretty, looks natural. Love Ulta Beauty as a brand, and I really want to like dive more into their brand this coming year because I really love their brand and I want to discover some more stuff from them. But NARS is where it's at. This is where it's at. Where's my brush? Where's the brush at? That's what I want to know. Okay, I love using the little stipple brush from e.l.f. This is their Jelly Pop stipple brush. I don't know if they still make this. I got it at TJ Maxx. But this is a dynamic duo for me. NARS and e.l.f. Just get it in here. I would suggest putting this on with the stippling brush. It's just my preference, but it works really good no matter what. And we just start blending. I mean, look how easy and natural that looks. Of course, put as much as you want. I love a lot of bronzer sometimes, and sometimes I like a little. Today, let's go overboard, because why not? It's the yearly favorites video. Let's do it. And it goes on so well on top of powder. Like, I put a lot of that powder on just now, and this blends right on top of it. It's so nice. And it's the perfect type of texture because it's not too stiff and not too creamy. It doesn't feel melted when you touch it with your fingers or your brush or your sponge. It's just great. It's so good. Let's put a little on the cheeks too. Let's just put it all over our face. Why not? Okay, the only thing with this is I don't like putting cream bronzer on my neck, but I also like putting bronzer on my neck. So I'm gonna grab for the Essence one just to kind of even things out. I used Olaplex for the second time, the shampoo and conditioner. Whose hair is this? Whose hair is this? Like, I just saw it in the mirror and I'm like, am I wearing a wig? This looks insane. My hair looks so good. I found it on clearance at Walgreens, believe it or not. The shampoo, the conditioner, and the hair mask. Couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe no one else had bought it yet. Maybe because it was behind like a locking window, but I scooped it up and so far so good. Okay, let's move on to blush and highlighter. This is so fun. I'm so excited to be doing this video. You have no idea. Let's talk blushes. There were a lot of blushes this year. A lot of blushes that this is one of the categories where I felt bad, where I was like, I want to mention every single blush I've ever used all year, all of them that I loved, all of them that brought life to my face, all of them that made me feel happy, but just in general, blush is such a happy product, isn't it? So I wanted to just get the whole drawer and dump it out over here, but I wanted to just mention a few standouts, okay? So the Stila Convertible Color in the shade Lilium stole my heart this year. It's a cream blush, but it's like a really sticky texture. It's so fun to use. I love this color so much. I do have a video, I think, where I put this on. If I have applied any of these products here today that I'm not putting on today, I'll link it down below if you want to see it in action for some reason. But I love this a lot. It made me want to buy all of the colors. I think I did end up buying one other one, but this one, oh, I just loved it a lot. The Bare Minerals Bronzer in the shade Kiss of Pink. This has been something I've loved for a while, but of course, when you have a blush drawer that's overflowing with blushes, they're gonna make their way to the back and the bottom, but this was a rediscovery for me this year, and oh man, I can't stop using it. I absolutely love it. I love it all over this part of the face here, the cheeks, on the nose, on the sides here. I just want to put this all over my face. It's such a beautiful color, and one of you guys recommended the shade Copper or Kiss of Copper or something like that. I think my grandma has that one. I could swear I saw it in her bathroom, and I wanted to put it on one day because I want that color so bad, but I want to like try it out first. And then the Ulta Beauty mineral blushes are one that I use year round, and I always forget to mention them in videos, but the shade Cosmos was one I shopped my stash for that I just fell in love with. I thought it was going to be a little bit too cool toned for some reason, but I used the heck out of this and it was so pretty. I'm trying to hold it so you could see it in the light, I guess. It's just a really pretty, easy to wear pink. Again, put it all over my face, and a great nice light satin formula. Ulta's a great brand. Okay, I have two more to mention and one that I will put on. The Milani blush in the shade Luminoso. Okay, this is their baked blush. This blew me away this year, and I've had this for a while, but Milani released a collection this year around this blush, and it was like the Luminoso collection. They had a liquid thing that I bought that I still don't even know how to use. They had an eyeshadow palette that was like but I didn't really want to buy anything from it, but I still wanted to experience the collection. So I pulled this out. I did a whole video on it. It's probably one of my favorite videos I did all year. One of my favorite makeup looks I did all year, where I was just wearing this blush all over my face. I had it all over my eyes as well. This is so freaking pretty. If you like a blushy highlighter kind of combo, and you also like to look like a cockatiel on a daily basis, this is so freaking good. It will bring so much life to your face. All of the baked blushes from Milani are really, really good. But Luminoso this year was just like the one for me. And I'll link that video down below because I really liked the way that makeup look came out. But of course, there can only be one. And it's this. The Profusion It's a Vibe blush palette. This came out the same time that the Mainstage palette came out. This was part of the collection. And this blush palette just blew my mind wide open. It blew my mind wide open. It's so freaking good, and it was like $5, $5 or $7, I don't remember, but for some reason I think it was $5. This was part of their summer collection, but I saw it recently on their website, so I'll link it along with everything I'm talking about today in the description box in case you want to check it out. It's the best. Again, if you love the cockatiel vibes and you just want bright orange cheeks all day, this is where it's at. And I wasn't expecting much from this blush palette, to be honest, because I don't know, like I honestly thought they were going to be cheap crap, and they were going to be dusty, or they were going to be so pigmented that you didn't want to use them. I wasn't expecting much from this, but it's my yearly favorite now. I use it all the time. I actually had to put it away because I thought, like, I got to use my other stuff already, but this, it's so good. You get this like light colored one here that kind of looks like it might be Benefit Dandelion, but it's very, very pigmented. It's much more pigmented than you're gonna think. You get this outrageous cockatiel one, and then a really, really pretty coral here. I've used all of these equally. I think they're so pretty, but today I think I'm gonna do a little combo of these two here. You don't need a lot. That's probably all I'm gonna use for both cheeks. It blends really nicely, and a lot of the time I find that blushes like this that are like overly pigmented, sometimes they don't blend that good. They kind of just stick right where you put them and, I don't know, make you look like a weirdo. I keep thinking I missed concealer here because that bruise, I'm hoping you can't see it that well, but it looks so funny right there not being covered up, you know. All right, I'm just gonna blend this all over my face. Gonna get a little more of that orange. Ooh, I love it. I love it. I just love it. I love the way it looks. I love this sunburned. Were you out doing yard work all day? I don't know, maybe. Or maybe I just went crazy with the blush. No one will ever know. I love it. I mean, is this gonna be for everybody? Does everyone like this kind of blush look? I don't know, but this blew my mind this year, and I had so much fun with blush this year and putting it all in this area here, all over my nose and everything. I don't know, this just changed my life. Again, game changer. Love it, love it. Ooh, love it. I wish I could get used to putting eyebrows on sooner because I feel like the look would start coming together better, but it's just never gonna be me, okay? Okay, highlighters, highlighters, highlighters. My hair, just like, whose hair is this? Okay, highlighters. I didn't buy very many highlighters this year. I think I bought 3 and one of them was garbage, but one of them, I wish this had come out at the beginning of the year so I could have used it all year. It's from Anastasia and it's the Glow Seeker highlighter and the shade is called Sun Idol. The name, oh, I love it. The packaging, stunning. It feels really good in your hand. It doesn't feel cheap. You open it up. I haven't taken the plastic off. That's your highlighter right there. This is the one I'm gonna put on today. It is just gorgeous. I want to mix this with this beautiful coral, like that golden coral look. It'll look so pretty. Let's do a little swatch. Have I swatched this before? I don't even know. It looks like it's gonna be really golden when you look at it straight on, but you can obviously use this however you want. Use it heavy, use it light. It's so, so pretty. Oh my goodness gracious. It is gorgeous. It looks just like your skin just looks healthy and juicy and wet. And then I have two from Wet n Wild. Okay, one of them is one of my all-time favorites. It's called I Met Someone. This is one of their blush lighters, but that's a highlighter right there. I always mix it together, put it all over the cheeks. It'll look like you have glass on your face. So pretty. And then the one in the shade Highlight Bling. This one stole my heart this year, and it's weird because the other one is my most used out of the ones I have. This one, I never had used that often, but I think I shopped my stash for it, and look what I did. I even hit pan on it. It's so pretty. It's like a white, pearly, blinding highlighter without heavy, chunky shimmer. It's just such a great formula. But one great thing about this kind of white pearl highlighter is that it doesn't have that gray, ashy undertone that a lot of them tend to. A lot of white highlighters, in my experience, look gray. Like when you move your face to the side or however, it's like ashy, like gray powder on your face. This doesn't have that. It's so pretty. I would use it on the inner corner all the time. Oh, so gorgeous. Where's my other one? The Jaclyn Cosmetics highlighter in the shade Iced. This, okay, Jaclyn mentioned in one of her videos recently that she was closing down Jaclyn Cosmetics, and I almost had a heart attack. So I was like, oh my God, I gotta get a backup of all the stuff I like. But this is so pretty. It looks very similar to the Anastasia one, I think, but it has just, hold on, is it similar? No, it's a little more brighter. It's a little brighter than the Anastasia one. This is another one that like, it looks so good on your face. I almost want to put this one on. And I want to put on the Wet n Wild one. Like, you know what? I can't decide. I can't decide. What do I want to put on? I want to put them all on. You know, I kind of think the Wet n Wild one is what's going to look best with this coral look though. Nah, let's go for Jaclyn. I want to go for Jaclyn. I've been wearing the Anastasia one every day, so let's go for this one. Ooh, let's do a little on the eyes too. Just a little. Oh my goodness. Love, love. And you don't need a lot of this either. Like a little goes a long way. Ooh, I want to put all of these highlighters on my face. I want to put all of them on. But yeah, love, love, love. Let's put on some freaking eyebrows already. My two favorite things, the Rimmel Kind and Free Brow Pencil. This is the shade Espresso. It's just your basic skinny brow pencil. I just fell in love with it. I used up a couple of them this year. And the NYX Tinted Brow Glue in the shade dark brown. Love, love, love this stuff. And then of course my brow powder from IT Cosmetics. It's their, I have to pull it out of the beauty book here, but it's the brow powder. It's the Brow Power Powder in the shade Universal Taupe. Love it so much. I did use up a whole one, and it was also in a palette, so I'm glad I had another one in a palette. But I'm gonna throw on brows real quick, and then we'll start kind of wrapping it up with mascara, setting sprays, and all the other fun stuff. I usually cut out the brow part because I don't know, I find it like, I don't know, boring to watch for some reason, even though I watch other people do their brows all the time. But since we're doing the full face, let's just keep it in. So the pencil is really nice. It's smooth, but it's not ultra creamy. You know those pencils that feel like they're like a gel, like they feel like a gel eyeliner almost, like you barely touch your brow or your skin and it's like way too much. This one's a really nice balance between dry and, what? Dry and something, I don't know. I don't know what I was gonna say. It's just a nice dryish pencil. But you don't have to use too much pressure to get the color to show up either. So I usually do just a nice like quick little, I don't know, fill in. And then I go with the powder with the Real Techniques brow brush. I just dip it in the powder and then I just kind of the same thing, just kind of fill in that shape again how I want. And I love using the powder because it makes, at least for me, I feel like it makes the brows look a little more natural. Like, don't they look a little more natural right now? Like softer and not like I drew them on with the hard pencil, you know? Not that there's anything wrong with that look. I've done that many a time. But ever since I started using this powder, I just really enjoyed the look of the pencil and the powder mixed together. I think they just look a lot softer and as natural as drawn on eyebrows can look, you know? And then I go with the NYX Brow Glue. This one is running out and I feel like it's also losing its luster a little bit. So I do a little bit of a different brow glue in the front just to hold it up a little. But I like this one a lot because the tint is really nice and it's not too much. It adds a little extra color to the brows and, you know, holds them in place and fluffs them up a little bit without being too much. Like, I've used many a tinted brow gel that looks disgusting when you put it on your brows, and this one is really, really lovely. And not too much gel comes out on the little brush either. It's nice. Okay, after I do that, I let them dry. This does take a minute to dry, so I let them dry completely, and then I go with powder again and kind of redo it a little bit, because once you do the gel, not only does it kind of remove what you just put on just a little bit, but it moves your brows around too. So the brows are not in the same shape they just were, so I go back in to fill in spots that I might want some more color, you know? And then I've been enjoying going with the little Q-tip and just cleaning up right underneath. I just started doing this year and it's been like the best thing I ever discovered. Okay, well, while those dry, let's do some setting spray and some mascara, and then I'll retouch up the brows once they're dry. So setting spray, the one that really stands out to me the most this year is the Pixi Makeup Fixing Mist. That was just the best for me. I don't know what kind of magic they put in there. There is some magic in that setting spray. It made my makeup look amazing. It made it look like it was freshly applied, even though it wasn't. It fixed mistakes that I made. I don't know how. It was just so freaking good. I cannot wait to repurchase it. But I have some more that I really want to work through before I buy another one. I have some kind of old ones here I want to get used up. But okay, one quick thing I forgot to mention is the Gucci Balm de Beauté Glow Hydrating Mist. This is so good at reviving your makeup later in the day. I did do a whole video review on this. It works good as like a prep spray, as a setting spray, but it really shines as a refreshing spray. Like, if I get home from work and I want to film a video, my makeup's looking kind of ugh, I get this stuff, give it a good little shake, because it has a little bit of oil on the top, but not enough for your makeup to look oily, just enough to give you some life to your skin. Give it a little shake, spray a nice light mist on your skin. I just love the scent of this. It's not anything heavy, just a little hint of like, so it feels refreshing, it smells refreshing, it's really nice. Anyway, spray a nice little mist of this on your skin. I like to just let it sit there and not fan it down. I just let it sit there and do its thing, and it'll eventually sink in. And it just makes your makeup look like you just put it on. This is so good. I'm so glad I bought this, although it was very expensive. I do really love it, and I use it a lot this year. Even though I haven't used that much, I'm only used up to right here. You don't need a lot. Like, you don't need to spray 20 million sprays on your skin in order for it to look really nice. All you do is spray, I don't know, 5-6 sprays on your skin, and it will just bring some life back to your makeup, and I absolutely love it so much. But there's one constant that I always buy, and it's the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. This is the Coconut Bliss one. The black one is usually the one that I get. This is just like a different version. I love these a lot. It's in an aerosol can, and it has a nice spray, like really light mist. This is one you really can't overdo. It's just so good. So let's just spray this all over the face, and of course I'm going to use my trusty Patrick Ta fan. Let's just douse ourselves. And you can't overdo it. It's so nice. It leaves, like, obviously like a glossy, glowy, wet look to your face. But once it dries down, it takes away any powdery look you might have had. It really kind of makes everything nice and melted together. You know, it does everything a good setting spray should do. And I love it. And it smells good. This one just smells like lovely, you know, that good fake coconut scent. Take a chance to fluff the hair while I can. I just look so radiant. I just look so radiant. There's something about that blush and the setting spray. I really wish I had put on eyeshadow, but I just can't do it. But mascara will bring everything together, it's fine. And I did notice some other makeup in here that I forgot to mention, so we'll talk about that at the end. I'm gonna do a little bit more powder just to even them all out. Like right here. And then this side. How does that look? Looks fine. Okay, let's throw on some mascara. Mascara, I loved a lot of mascaras this year. There was one particular standout. Of course, the one from Grande Cosmetics, the mascara with castor oil. That one just blew my mind because it actually grew my lashes. I mean, now, you know, your lashes shed on a regular basis, so your nice, long, grown-out lashes are going to fall out eventually. So I feel like I would like to repurchase that and continue using it this coming year. I just loved it a lot, a lot, a lot. There were some other mascaras I really enjoyed. The CoverGirl Exhibitionist was good. My mind is blanking right now. I don't know why. Mascara is good in general, though. I've really been enjoying mascara. I do have a couple. Oh, look, I did bring out the CoverGirl Exhibitionist. I think I'll put this on today because I haven't used it in a while. But the Maybelline Sky High Tinted Primer was a game changer. Again, an actual game changer for me. If you have mascaras that don't do a lot for you, that you don't make your lashes look that good, that are kind of lackluster, this primer will make any mascara look a million times more amazing. It's black, which is great because you don't have to go out of your way covering up all the white. Why do they make primer white anyway? Covering up all that white primer or whatever color it is. The only thing with this is that it's very tempting and kind of hard to not keep going like you're putting mascara on because it's the same packaging as their other mascara, their Sky High mascara. So whenever I use this, I have to remember it's a primer, not a mascara. So only like one quick coat. Let's put it on, why not? One quick coat just to kind of get it on to lengthen up the lashes. Let it dry for like a second. And then go in with your other mascaras, no matter what it is, no matter how much you don't like it. I feel like this would even make great lash look good. And let's do the CoverGirl Exhibitionist. This is the Stretch and Strengthen Mascara. This does a lot for the lashes. I gotta pull this out more often. It like makes them look all crazy. Like big and full, volumized, thickened, like just big, crazy lashes. If you like big and crazy, this is gonna get you there. And throw in that primer, oh, forget it. Oh my gosh, even just holding up my eyes like this, I could feel it tugging on my abrasion. Just so happy I didn't get hit in the eye, which is great. Ooh, I gotta use this more often. Look at my lashes. They look wild. They look like some of them are thicker, some of them are not. They're longer, they look crazy. They look awesome. I love it. Okay, let's just bulk this piece up a little more. Ooh, I gotta use this more often. I love it. Okay, one other thing I gotta pull in, the Soap & Glory Archery Brow Lamination Wax. This has come in to save the day many times this year because, like I said, I think that NYX one is, I've been using it for a long time, so it's bound to kind of run out eventually. But I'm gonna use this just to pick up that front part of the brows a little bit. And I really like this. This has been working great for me all year. Definitely a favorite too. Tea break. Okay, let's do a little bit of the highlighter, the Wet n Wild Hello Halo Blush Lighter in the shade Highlight Bling. I'm gonna get this one right here just on my little brush, right on the inner corner for a nice bright white pop of yumminess. I love this on the inner corner. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Since I don't have eyeshadow on, I want a little something, you know? Okay. That is my full face of my yearly favorites. I don't think I've worn all of these all together once before. I kind of like it. There are a few other things in the drawer that I want to talk about though that I missed out when I brought up that category. So a couple of other blushes. The Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer blushes. These were so good. I think I bought these last year. Again, I don't know. It could have been 10 years ago when I bought these. It could have been last week. I don't know. But I did a video on them. I love them so much. They're so easy to use. Just squirt out a little on your hand, get your little sponge, dab it, and then quickly dab it onto your skin. Don't overly blend them. They look so natural and so pretty. There's a hair tickling me. I have two shades, Coastline and Southbound. They came out with a little mini set for Christmas and I wanted it so bad, but it had these two shades in it already, or at least one of them, and I didn't want a duplicate. But these were really, really, really good. I loved using them, and then when I shot my stash for my blushes this year, I got stuck on these again. They're so pretty. And then another blush, this one came out of nowhere. I kind of want to discover more from this brand, the Grande Cosmetics brand. This is their blush, their plumping liquid blush from Grande Pop. This is their Grande Pop plumping liquid blush. I have the shade Tiramisu. I remember when I used this in a video, I tried to find it to link it and I couldn't find this exact shade. So I did get this in a subscription box. Maybe they were phasing out the shade, I don't know. But it's so good. It reminds me a lot of the formula from Ilia. And I think I decluttered the Ilia blush that I had. I think the scent on it was just a little too strong for me. But it's called a liquid blush, but this is like cream. It is like I want to swatch it, but I don't. It's definitely not liquid in the traditional sense of like more liquid than pigment. You know those ones like the Milani one and the Maybelline one? It's very creamy and it blends like a dream. It's so pretty. This color is everything. It kind of reminds me of the Southbound one from Laura Mercier a little bit. So, so pretty. Obviously, it's not going to look like that on your face because you're going to use a little bit and you're going to blend it nicely. Oh, another bronzer I forgot to mention. The Milani Baked Bronzer in the shade Dolce, I don't know. I loved this a lot. Once I found the bronzer brush that I loved with all my heart from Wet n Wild, this bronzer was the one I was using nonstop. I even extra flattened out the dome on it. Such a pretty texture, so lightweight. It reminds me a lot of a bronzer that like Hourglass would put out, but maybe not as shiny. Sometimes their stuff can be a little too glowy looking to me, but this is so pretty. It's a nice lightweight satin finish. It has a little tiny bit of a marbling going through with a little bit of a highlighter quality, but it doesn't look like that on your face. It's just enough to add like a nice like radiance to your skin. So, so pretty. One more eyeshadow palette. This came out a little later in the year as well, but it's from Anastasia and it's their mini Sultry palette. I did a whole video on this. This blew my mind. I can't believe the quality of these shadows. How did they do it? The quality of this is out of this world. I know it looks kind of like blah, basic, boring, whatever, but these colors are anything but. They are rich, they are smooth, they're pigmented, they're blendable, they're everything. This palette made me really like feel sick because I missed out on the Sultry palette. They don't make it anymore. So if you missed out on that and you always wanted it, they do make it in a little mini now. They said limited edition, but who knows if they actually are. It's so beautiful. This is like a wedding palette right here. If you like something like this, the quality is outstanding. The shimmers are beautiful. This palette stole my heart. Stole my heart. I loved it a lot, a lot, a lot. Another primer, of course, I have to mention the Morphe Eyelid Primer. This is my favorite. I didn't put it on today, so I forgot to even mention it. I've been using this for a couple of years. I got it in a subscription, in an advent calendar. Never looked back. Best eye primer ever. It's the best. I have nothing bad to say about it. Use it every single day. Every single time I put eyeshadow on, never lets me down. And we have 3 lip products to mention, and then that's it. We're done with the yearly favorites. This here is one that I always forget to talk about. I talked about it in a recent video. It's from Flower Beauty, and it's the Plump Up Gloss Stick. This is like an unsung hero of the year. I always forgot to mention it. It lived in my bag. I always forgot to bring it out for videos, but it's so fun. So it's a stick gloss. I do have the clear one, so I don't know how any of the other ones work. If they go outside your lip line, I really don't know because this is the only one I have. But you click it to put, so the gloss will come out of the stick, but such a tiny, minuscule, barely even noticeable amount comes out with every click. So you get to click it satisfyingly every time you want to use it. And such a small amount comes out as well, like you could easily put the lid back on and not feel like you're smashing the gloss back down. It's so nice. It's so smooth. It's such a joy to put on. Like, again, you just want to like start coloring in your entire face because it's just so nice and glidey. Really glossy. It has a tiny hint of like a mint scent to it, and you could taste it a little bit, but it doesn't taste bad. It doesn't taste like ugh, ugh, ugh. It's just so lovely, such a joy to put on. All day long at work, I'm like clicking this thing and furiously drawing it all over my mouth. Love it, love it, love it. And then two other things I really enjoyed, the Merit lip oils. So Merit did send these to me, and they were something that I wouldn't have purchased with my own money because I had never really found a lip oil that worked well, that wasn't greasy. Like, I feel like there's a difference between oily and greasy. And most of the time a lip oil left me feeling like I'd eaten greasy food that wouldn't wipe off of my lips. You know that feeling? These were not like that. They did come out with a new lip product that I feel is the exact same thing as this, but they named it differently. I don't know, I haven't tried it yet, but I did finish up the clear one. I mentioned it in my makeup empties that I just did. Used that one up. This is the next one I have here in the shade Taupe. It has a little bit of color to it, but not too much. It's not something like full on like this on my lips, which I enjoy because I don't love color on my lips all that much. This is so good. It's smooth, it's nourishing. It's not too rich, like you feel like you put on a heavy duty thing, but it's still thin. I don't know, I can't describe it. It's freaking good. If you've hated lip oils your whole life, that's because you haven't tried this one. It's so, so lovely. And then the last lip thing I have to mention is the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask. This is the scent in vanilla. It's so good. I feel like I've always liked the Laneige Lip Sleeping Masks, and they're very, very popular. I tend to use them just as like regular everyday lip balm, but there's something about the vanilla one. It smells like pudding. Oh, it's so good. It feels nourishing and lovely on your lips. Again, love it. I keep it here in the drawer and I use it all the time. I also bought the little set of minis for Christmas. Haven't opened them yet because I'm still working on this big boy here. Okay, and then the last thing in the drawer are liners. I didn't put any liner on today, so I completely forgot to even talk about them. I love these liners from Pacifica so much. I think I bought these last year. Again, I have no idea. I could have bought them earlier this year, who knows? But they are the vegan liners, and they're the colorful ones. So these are the 4 shades that they have that I bought. There's a blue, a teal, a purple, and a pink, but they're all pastel. But they're so true to color. Like the blue is gonna look like that. The pink is gonna look like that. The purple, this teal one, they're going to look exactly like this on your eye. They're smooth. They're so fun. I absolutely loved wearing these this year. I wear the heck out of these things. Most of the time on days like today when I don't have a lot of eye makeup on, I throw one of these on the lower lash line. I put it on the upper lash line. There's just a little something. They're so good. They're a little bit on the drier side, not in a bad way, like they're not gonna drag across your lid. They're still creamy enough to glide really nicely across your eye, but they're dry enough where they don't transfer or move everywhere. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes those really super creamy jelly liners or super gel-like liners, they glide really easily and they're fully opaque, but then before you know it, they're pulling here in the corner, they're here in the front, they're somehow down here. How do they make it all over your face? I don't know. So these are a little on the drier side and they stay put all day long. They're so pretty. I loved these. I used the heck out of these. They're lovely, lovely, lovely. And then a couple of black liners I just want to shout out. The Makeup by Mario Master Pigment Pro Pencil in the shade Super Black. This is so freaking black and it is one of those like super creamy. I mean, look at that. It's insane how dark this is, but this is one of those super creamy, jelly, like wet feeling liners. Like it almost feels like it's liquid. It's so, so black. Lasts for a long time, really pretty liner. And then I really fell in love with the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Pencil in the shade Zero. This is another really great black liner, but it's not as ultra black as the Makeup by Mario. It's a little bit more on like a, it's black still, but it's not scary. So this is the liner I would use if I wanted to just put liner on my waterline and no other makeup. Because I feel like sometimes just black liner can look so stark. Like I would never wear the Makeup by Mario on its own. I feel like it's just a little much. But this I wore the heck out of. It feels good on the eyes. Again, lasts a long time, really, really good. And then there's one last one I want to mention that I think is getting discontinued if it's not already. The Tarte Surfer Curl Gel Liner. This is so good. I think they discontinued it because I think they discontinued the whole Surfer line, the mascara included, even though it was really good. This is another one. It's super nice and creamy, but it's not as scary as the Makeup by Mario can be sometimes. This one's a little, still super creamy, but not as wet feeling as the Makeup by Mario one. I mean, do you need all these different black liners? I don't know. But I enjoyed black liner this year and I hadn't really been in a long time. I'd been stuck on colorful, but these were the liners that were big standouts to me this year. And that is it. Those are, I mean, that is it. This is an hour-long video, I'm guessing. This is all of the makeup that I really, really loved this year. Stuff that just brought me so much joy, made me feel so good. I enjoyed putting it on. I looked forward to it all the time. But that is it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for all of your support this year. It means so much. I cannot wait for January to get back on a regular work schedule and get back to doing videos that I love. Yeah, that is it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Let me know some products you loved this year. I gotta add more to my shopping list as always. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe so you don't miss my next video, and I will see you later in another one. Happy New Year. Goodbye.